Namaste, yogis. Hop on a mat and join me for a quick runner's flow. Find a nice and comfortable seated position. Let your sit bones connect with the earth and feel grounded. But inhale the spine nice and tall. Crown of the head is reaching towards the ceiling. Palms are relaxing on your thighs, taking deep breaths. Just getting the mind still, connecting with your breath and checking in with your body. Deep inhales into the belly and exhaling all the air and the worries out. As we experience these beautiful warmer spring days, and with the current situation, we all tend to have a little more time on our hands. We tend to go out more, exercise more, which is wonderful. Go on for a long, beautiful walk, running, bicycling. But with all that said, we tend to put our legs and possibly our shoulders into a lot. So today's practice is really designed to stretch, release, and work those joints and those muscles and those areas that we tend to focus on when we're running or biking. So our legs and our shoulders. Today's practice is going to have a lot of juicy hip openings, a lot of juicy stretches for the inner and outer thighs. As always, keep an open mind. Don't push yourself too hard. Just focus on your breath and your body. Few more deep breaths. And when you're ready, bring the palms into your heart, thumbs connected with your heart. Set an intention for your practice, whatever that means for you. Inhale that intention in and exhale, releasing the arms. Inhale the arms all the way up. Exhale the arms down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, press the air down. Inhale, reach up, opening, warming up the shoulders. Inhale one more time. Exhale down. This time, inhale, really reach up. Exhale, press the air down. Next time you inhale, exhale and twist towards the right side. Taking a deep inhale into this twist that's coming from the navel. Coming back up to the center, exhale and twist over to the left side. Again, one deep breath onto this twist. And coming back. And just folding over, slowly beginning to opening the hips, cross the shins and fold over. And slowly find your tabletop position. So take a moment, make sure the palms, the wrists are right under the shoulders. The hips are right over the knees. The toes can be tucked or untucked. Inhale the tailbone, crown of the head up. Exhale round. Inhale cow. Exhale cat. Few more cat and cows on your own breath. Inhaling, arching the spine. Exhaling, rounding the spine, engaging the core or belly button into the spine. Again, inhaling, crown of the head, tailbone lifts to the sky. Exhale, round. When you're ready, stretch the right leg back, toes on the mat. As you inhale, you come over the wrist. Inhale. As you exhale, you press back, keeping the toes on the mat. So great stretch for the toes. Inhaling, rolling over the toes, elongating the spine. Exhaling, pressing back, feeling that stretch in the back of that leg. Now inhale the leg up, keeping the leg in line with your spine. Imagine you are going to step on the back wall, so flexing that foot, toes pointing down. Inhale the opposite arm, the left arm up. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, stretch tall. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, reach the spine. Inhaling, really getting taller. Exhaling, rounding the spine and engaging the core. Few more bird dogs on your own breath. Exhale the left hand down. Cross that leg over, toes on the ground. Look over at that leg as if that was a long tail behind you. Exhale, bring that leg back, maybe a couple more cat and cows. And go on to the opposite side. So extending the left leg behind you, toes on the mat. Inhale over the wrist. Exhale, press back on that leg. Again, rolling over the toes, warming up the toes, the leg, stretching over the wrists as we inhale. When you're ready, inhale the leg up in line with your spine. Again, toes are flexed. Inhale the right arm by your ear. So opposite leg, opposite arm. Reach, get tall, find your balance. As you exhale, round the spine, engage the core, bringing elbow to the knee. Inhaling, getting tall, reaching oppositional forces. Exhaling, rounding elbow to knee. Few more on your own breath. Inhale, get tall, tall, tall. Exhale, round. When you're ready, exhale only the palm down. Cross that leg over. Again, toes on the mat. Look over at the toes. Imagine that was a long tail behind you. Deep inhale into that side body stretch. Exhale and bring the leg back. Press back into child's pose. Before we get started, sit the hips closer to the heels. Stretch the arms in front of you. Forehead is relaxed on the mat. Think about your intention. Take a deep breath. Maybe walk both palms further up. Stretch the sides of the body and slowly find your down dog. Pressing back up maybe to the tabletop and transitioning into downward facing dog. Taking deep breaths in down dog, looking over at your hands, making sure you're pressing evenly. All 10 fingers, all knuckles, wrist, palm of the hand down. Feet are parallel, hip width distance apart. Hips are in the sky, pressing the thigh bones, the shin bones back. Maybe bending one knee and then bending the other. Wrap the arms around. Inhale over to plank pose. Exhale, press back into down dog. Again, rolling over to plank on your inhale. Exhale, down dog. Roll into plank on inhale. Strong plank. Exhale, down dog. Inhale into plank. Exhale, down dog. Inhale into plank. Strong plank, pressing the mat away from you. Lower the knees, chest and chin down to the mat. Inhale into low cobra. And exhale, find your down dog. That's your vinyasa option 1. Option 2, plank pose, lower all the way down. Inhale into full cobra and slowly press into down dog. Option 2. Option 3, transition into plank pose. In plank, lower halfway chaturanga. Inhale into upward facing dog and exhale, down dog. So those are your 3 flow options, flow or vinyasa. Slowly walk the feet up towards the front of the mat, folding forward, letting go of any tension. Bend the knees and begin to roll up vertebrae by vertebrae, arriving into Dasana. Shoulders down the back, Strong mountain pose, crown of the head reaching up, palms open. We're gonna start with a quick round of sun salutations. So take a deep breath, ground yourself. Inhale all the way up, exhale, fold forward. Inhale halfway, exhale the palms down, step the right leg back, low lunge, reach up. Exhale the palms back down and step back into plank. Exhale knees, chest and chin. Inhale low cobra and press into down dog. Right leg in between the palms. Low lunge on the opposite side, reach up. Exhale the palms back down and fold forward. Inhale all the way up. Exhale the prayer down the midline. Keep on going. Inhale, high prayer. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale halfway. Exhale the palms. Left foot step back this time. Inhale, low lunge. Reach up. Exhale and step into plank pose. Exhale, knees, chest and chin. Inhale, low cobra and press into down dog. Step the left leg in between the palms. Low lunge on the opposite side, reach up. And exhale, step the back foot forward, folding forward. Inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up. Exhale the prayer down the midline. Once again. Inhaling, reaching up, high prayer. Exhale, folding forward, hinging from the hips. Inhale halfway. Exhale the right leg back. Inhale, low lunge, reach up. Exhale into plank pose. Knees, chest and chin. Low cobra and find your down dog. Right leg steps in. Low lunge on the opposite side. Exhale and fold forward. Inhaling, reverse swan dive all the way up. Exhale the prayer down the midline, back into Tadasana. Take a deep inhale, high prayer, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale halfway, left leg steps back, low lunge, reach up. Exhale the palms down, inhale in plank. Exhale, knees, chest and chin. Low cobra and find your down dog. Left leg in between the palms, low lunge, reach up. Palms down, step forward, fold forward, and reverse swan dive all the way up. Exhale through the midline. Back into Tadasana. Take a deep inhale, high prayer. Exhale, fold forward, letting all that effort go. Inhale halfway. Now step into plank pose. Press the mat away from you. Find your strong plank. Then lower the forearms down, finding your forearm plank. So measure the elbows and make sure they're in right under the shoulders. You can roll over the toes to make sure your hips are in line with your rest of your spine. One strong line all the way from the heels to the crown of the head, so we're not sinking in and we're not letting that hip get too high. Taking 5 more deep breaths into forearm plank, pressing the mat away with your elbows, with your forearms. Engaging the core. Now lower into puppy pose, so dropping the knees down, stretching the arms long in front of you. You can either bring the forehead down if you're new to the practice, or if you want to get deeper into the pose, bring the chin down to the mat and really allow for the shoulders to open. Hips are still high in the air. Knees are pressing into the mat. Palms and the arms are pressing into the mat. Sliding forward into Sphinx pose, measure the elbows, make sure elbows are right under the shoulders, walk the feet together and back, toes pointing towards the back of the room. Strong Sphinx pose, pressing the mat away with your elbows, pressing the shoulders down, away from the ears. Inhale the chest open. We're just gonna be here for a couple of breaths, so really give me strong Sphinx pose. Sternum forward, crown of the head reaching up, moving on to quad stretch, bending the right knee. Grab your right toes, your right ankle with the right hand, really stretching the quads here. So inhale out of the shoulder, strong chest. We're not collapsing, we're just stretching the quads. Let that side go and transition into the left side, bending the left leg, grabbing the left toes, the left ankle with your left hand. Again, strong chest, pressing the pelvis down, stretching the quads, and looking over towards the left leg. Deep breath here. Just a simple quad stretch. Coming back and pressing into plank. You can take a vinyasa or meet us in down dog, your choice. Arriving in down dog, wherever you are, taking a deep breath and walking over towards the front of the mat. Once again, rolling up vertebrae by vertebrae, arriving in Tadasana. Find your Tadasana and start to bend the right knee. You can grab the shin or you can grab under behind the inner thigh, your choice. So we're really finding length as we're finding balance into the left leg, grounding the left leg into the mat, strong and tall spine. Slowly transitioning into dancer, so you can stay here, pressing the heel of the right foot in closer towards your right butt cheek, or you can inhale the left arm up and slowly begin to transition into your dancer pose, kicking the right leg into the right hand. And really focusing on balance, looking in front of us, trying not to look down, to find our balance and slowly coming back. Don't let that knee go. Keep that knee bent and place the right ankle over the upper left thigh, coming into a seated pigeon pose. You can inhale the arms up, or if you find challenge with your balance, bring the hands into prayer. Sitting, imagine you're into chair pose but only with one leg. And if you want to challenge yourself, see if you can fold forward, bringing the fingertips or maybe even the palms down to the mat. Inhale, coming back up and slowly moving on to the opposite side, to the left side, bending the left knee into the chest. Again, grabbing that knee, finding that balance, finding strength into our right leg, grounding through the right leg. Spine is nice and tall, chest is open. Deep breaths, balancing on the right leg. Now slowly transitioning into dancer. Again, feel free to stay here or kick the left leg into the left arm and slowly find your dancer pose, looking in front of you or keeping the eyes closed, whichever version helps you find your balance. Slowly transition out of the dancer pose, keeping that knee bent, and now crossing, placing the left ankle right above the upper right thigh, finding our seated pigeon. So imagine again you're into chair pose but with one leg. Chest is open, you can inhale the arms up, Then slowly, as you find balance, you can start to fold forward, coming onto fingertips, or challenge yourself and come onto the palms of the hand. So you should feel the stretch on the outer and inner upper thighs. And slowly transition. Okay, transitioning out, coming into Tadasana. Take a deep breath. Roll the shoulders up and back and begin to transition into Malasana. So feet are wider than your shoulders, toes pointing out. Inhale, high prayer. Exhale, bring the prayer in and sit into your squat pose. So again, using that tension that you create with that prayer, pressing the palms into each other, using the tension between the elbows and the knees to open the hips, open the knees wider so you can experience Malasana to the fullest. Chest is nice and high. We're not collapsing. We're keeping the shoulders open and squared. Deep 5 breaths into Malasana. Bring the palms down, and without thinking about it too much, jump back into Chaturanga and take a flow, your choice of upward facing dog or cobra, and meet us in down dog. Deep breath in, down dog. Really ground, bring the feet together. Inhale the right leg up and back. Bend the knee and open the hip. So 3-legged dog, really taking a deep breath into that hip opener. If you want to roll the ankles, you can do so. Bring the leg back in line with the spine. Squeeze the knee into the nose and inhale the leg up. Again, few more. Squeeze on your exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Exhale, squeeze round the spine, knee to nose. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Just a couple more. Now on your next exhale, squeeze the knee in and place the right leg in between the palms, coming into runner's lunge. So the back leg, the left leg, is nice and strong. Toes are on the mat, but the knee is off the mat. You can shift forward and back just like a runner would do before a race. Bringing the fingertips down. Find your runner's lunge still. Left palm on the ground, right by your right leg. Inhale, twisted runner's lunge. So inhaling the right hand all the way up. And make sure there's one line all the way from that palm to the top fingertips, reaching towards the sky. Deep breath here into the twisted runner's lunge. Exhale and come down. Now lowering the back knee down and shifting forward and back. As you inhale, press the hips forward, bend the knee. As you exhale, hips come back, still up, and we're straightening the right leg. Almost like a half Hanumanasana. Now inhale, find length in the spine. Exhale and see if you can fold over the right leg, flexing the right toes. Again, this is just a preparation for our lizard pose. So we're just going to breathe here and start to slowly make our way into lizard pose. So right toes are now going to point towards the outer corner of the room. If you need any props for your lizard, like a blanket or blocks, feel free to grab so. Now the back knee is still on the mat. Bring both palms inside of the right leg, trying to sink the hips down, but finding length in the shoulders and in the spine. Now see if you can lower onto the forearms, still keeping the length in the shoulders so we're not collapsing as we're pressing the hips down. If this is easy and you're looking for a challenge, you can lift the back knee off the mat. So the back leg is strong and straight as you're inhaling and exhaling into lizard pose. Few more deep breaths into this hip opener. Again, try to press the mat away and come back up. Use your breath. And if you need to shift forward and back, do so, and slowly find your down dog. Your choice, you can take a flow or meet us in down dog. Take a deep breath, and we're gonna slowly transition to the left side. So inhaling the left leg up, bending the knee, opening the hip, maybe some ankle rolls. And bring that leg back in line with the spine. Exhale, knee to nose, squeeze, inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, squeeze the knee into the nose, inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, really squeeze, rounding the spine, and inhaling, three-legged dog. Just one more. Exhale, squeeze the knee in, place the left leg in between the palms, runner's lunge. Feel free to shift forward and back, just trying to loosening the hips. Come onto the fingertips or palms, and slowly still your runner's lunge and work towards a twisted. So right palm down, inhale the left arm all the way up towards the sky, twisting from the navel. One strong line of energy from the palm down on the mat all the way to your fingertips, reaching for the sky. Deep breath into the twisted runner's lunge. Exhale the palm down. Again, shifting forward and back. Bring the back knee down. Inhaling forward, shifting the hips forward. Exhale, straightening the left leg and flexing the foot. Inhaling forward, exhaling back, until you feel comfortably enough to fold slowly over the left leg, keeping the left toes flexed. Again, this is just a transitional pose, so don't sweat over it. Slowly deepen the breaths here into the left hip and begin to bend the knee and work your way towards the lizard pose on the left side. So if you use props on the opposite side, grab the props and set yourself up for success. Again, palms right under the shoulders, finding some length in the upper body as we sink the hips down. Pressing the mat away from you, breathing and using the breath to help us with this lizard pose. And when you feel like you're ready, start to lower onto the forearms. Again, using the elbows to press the mat away from you, finding length into the shoulders. We're not collapsing completely. And when you feel like you're ready, you can lift the back knee off the mat. And 3 or 4 more deep breaths into the lizard pose. And if you feel like you don't need the props anymore and you're ready to fully commit and come on to the forearms without pushing yourself too hard, you can feel free to move the props away. Deep breaths into the left hip. Slowly begin to transition back up, moving the props away, shifting the hips forward and back, and finding our way slowly to down dog. Inhale over to plank. If you want to take a vinyasa, do so. Exhale back into down dog. Keeping the palms on the mat, begin to walk forward and roll up into Tadasana. Inhale into high prayer. Crossing the left leg over the right leg, fold over. Feeling a little stretch into the outside of the left hip and the left leg. Taking a deep breath into the forward fold. Begin to roll back up. Inhale up and now cross the right leg over the left. If you lose your balance, don't worry, we're just stretching the outer thighs and the outside of the hips here. Roll back up. One more set. Left leg over the right leg, fold forward, maybe grabbing the backs of the leg to help you get a deeper stretch. Inhale, coming back up. Switch and fold over once again. Roll slowly back all the way up. Begin to widen the step so much, toes pointing out, engaging the core, keeping that length in the legs, keeping that length into the spine. Begin to slowly bend the knees out, almost like you're coming into goddess pose, but not quite, like you're just getting ready to give someone a pep talk in a locker room or somewhere. Engaging the arms so we're pressing the inner thighs outward. Now we're going to slowly begin to engage the shoulders here. So as you inhale, press the right shoulder towards the middle, look over the left shoulder, and switch. Left shoulder into the middle, looking over the right shoulder. Again, right shoulder into the middle, looking over the left. Using your breath to switch sides, getting a stretch in the inner thighs and the hips, opening the hips, getting a stretch into the shoulders. Toes are pointing completely out towards the opposite direction. Slowly come back into the center, straighten the legs, maybe step a little bit wider. Now coming into our wide-legged forward fold, so bring the toes in, heels out, find the length into the spine, bring the hands into the hips and begin to fold forward. Don't let the hips sink back. Keep the legs nice and strong and tall, just folding over. If you need to come onto the fingertips, do so. If your crown of the head reaches the mat, great. Begin to walk the fingertips back towards the back of the room so you can get a deeper stretch. Lift the hips high, lift the kneecaps high as you try to bring the crown of the head closer to the mat or reach the fingertips even further back towards the back of the room. Deep breaths into the forward fold. If you need to roll the neck, do so. Slowly bring the fingertips underneath the shoulders and begin to roll back up. Step back to the front of the mat, back into our Tadasana. Inhale all the way up, high prayer. Exhale, fold forward, let all that effort go. And slowly begin to sit in the middle of your mat, finding Dandasana, staff pose. Inhale the spine nice and tall, ground through the sit bones and the feet. Hug the right knee into the chest, open the right knee out to the side, coming into Janu Shirasana. So really ground the right knee down, find the length into the spine, inhale the arms up, and begin to fold and reach over the opposite leg. Use your breath, there's no need to go so deep or so fast. Inhale, find a little bit more length into the spine. Exhale, see if you can fold or soften. Inhale, reach. Exhale, soften. Inhale, slowly coming back up. keeping that bent knee, cross that bent leg over the straight leg. Now coming into a variation of a pigeon pose. Bring the fingertips, the palms to support you behind you, fingertips pointing towards the front of the mat. Another version of a seated pigeon. You can put your weight into it to feel the stretch even a little bit more. Transitioning into double pigeon now. So trying to stack the ankles on top or underneath the knees. So the shins are parallel to each other, finding length in the spine again, and folding over our double pigeon. Again, this may be a very intense stretch for a lot of us, so only go as deep as you can. And transition out and move on to the opposite side. So bending the opposite leg, moving into Janu Sirasana on the opposite side. Inhaling, finding length into the spine. Exhaling and folding over the straight leg. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold deeper. Use your breath. Every exhale, see if you can soften and let go. Soften the jaw, soften the shoulders, and slowly come back up. Again, a variation of a seated pigeon. So using your body weight to help open the hips, feel the stretch. And when you're ready, transitioning into double pigeon on the opposite leg. So trying to get the shins parallel. Deep breaths into the hips and slowly folding over our double pigeon. Go slow. Sometimes I need a couple of breaths just to release that hip because that hip is really talking to me. And when you're ready, maybe exhale and go a little bit deeper, a little bit deeper, a little bit deeper. Send your breath where you need it. Slowly begin to come up and out of your pigeon pose and lower yourself all the way down on the mat. Slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae. You can hug the knees in or take a happy baby, whatever your body is asking you to do. I like to hug my knees in and do a gentle spinal twist before we move on to Shavasana. Deep breath, hugging the knees. Slowly roll the knees over to the left side, opening both arms to the side. Arms are in a T position, knees towards the left. Look over the right shoulder, so get a little bit of a twist into the spine. Both shoulder blades pressing down on the mat. Begin to slow the breath down, no rush. Coming back into the center, transitioning and rolling the knees over to the right side now, and slowly looking over the left side. Again, there's no way this pose should look a certain way. It's all about releasing and twisting your spine. The only thing that matters is both shoulder blades are on the mat. Exhale and release. Anything you need to do before you get ready for Shavasana, do so. And when you're ready, just open the legs and let all that effort go. Let your practice dissolve. Become one with the earth, feeling supported, by the earth, feeling like you're dissolving into the universe, releasing and letting go. You're ready to come out of Shavasana. Slowly move the fingers to toes. Take a long stretch with your arms, like you were just waking up in the morning, waking up the spine, pointing and flexing the toes, and begin to lay on your right side in a fetus position, transitioning as yogis on the mat to yogis off the mat. Slowly press to sit into a comfortable seated position. And before we close, let's take a gentle neck roll so we can release all that tension into our neck. Bring the right ear to the right shoulder and slowly circle the neck down as slow as you possibly can go, because we're only going to take 1 or 2 rounds. Wherever you see a knot, pause, breathe, and roll. Rolling all the way back until you come back, bringing the right ear to the right shoulder. And now, if you like, reverse that circle. So going back, stretching the throat, stretching the neck. Ooh, this should feel so good. Left ear to the left shoulder, rolling down. When you're ready, inhale the spine tall and slowly bring the palms into the heart center, coming into prayer, closing our practice, checking in with ourselves, our body, our mind, and our breath, thanking ourselves for doing something so good. And I thank you for joining me in today's practice. Enjoy your beautiful day. Enjoy the beautiful weather we're having. Enjoy spring. And keep this calm, loving energy to yourself, but also share it with your loved ones. Namaste. See you on Saturday.